I gotta wait for it to load officially. But hey, it's your girl Shay in the building. You already know. And I know it's been like forever since I actually did a podcast or a live video or whatever on any platform. But I want to say I have been kind of like busy and pushing like the YouTube business to the side. Okay, not that I'm gonna be coming back on here to give updates or anything like that soon. I'm just letting you know that from the time that I spoke to you guys to the time now, I'm just gonna and then I'm just gonna go into the topic. Okay, I can see what you said. I do know I was having some relationship issues. Okay, I know I was having some health issues, facial hair, all kinds of stuff. Money issues, probably. I probably talked about getting on Section 8, which is the topic today, and talked about my children. Okay, so let's start with the kids. All right, so you already know I have an 8-year-old son. His name is Terrell. He's doing well, thank God. And well, I wouldn't say he's doing well. He's doing well health wise. Okay, he's doing well health wise. He has an attitude problem. Friday was his last day of school, and during the course of the 2 months, May and June, the phone call's been coming. The school been calling me like almost every week about him, about his attitude, about what he's doing to the peers, all of that stuff. Like the last call that I had received, well, I didn't receive, I don't receive, because he's his father figure. Okay, so I allow it. Um, yeah, the last thing that was said that he yelled at the teacher in her face, and I'm soft now. Like I'm the soft parent, right? I'm kind of like, okay, so what happened? What made him yell at you? You know, what was the reason? Did he eat breakfast in the morning? Like, did he have a bad attitude when he first came in? Because I kind of like, I know my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's having a bad day in the morning, he's definitely gonna have a bad day throughout the day. That doesn't excuse anything, but that's just how he is. And I'm one of those. I ain't gonna say I take up for my children, but I do kind of ask questions because some people don't understand your children like you do. So I kind of like want to do those. Ice, on the other hand, is a parent. When I say he's a parent, he's strict. He's like, I want to say he's a full on militant. But he is kind of strict. Like, ain't no playing around, ain't no having fun, ain't none of that. You gonna go straight to your homework, eat after you have your homework, go to bed. You on punishment. He stays stern on the punishment. Me and punishments don't get along. I'll put you on punishment and then be your friend like the next day. Because I'm just so used to being like bubbly and giggly with my children. And when it comes to putting them on punishment, it's hard. Unless it's extreme. Like my girls, they have done some things where I had to stay on their ass. And my oldest had told me just not too long ago, about when the hell you get so damn soft? Like what you did to us, you should be doing to him. And I agree. I'm working on it, guys. I'm so working on it because I'm I didn't get disciplined like that, like how I was supposed to when I was growing up. So my son is like a reflection of me, kind of like, and not in well, I say in behavior because I was sneaky too. So yeah, and I look at him like this is like he's me. All my kids is me, and in some kind of way they all me. Right? But him, he's like, I'm just looking at him like, yo, dude, you me. Like, I'm about to rough you up. Mind you, he's so tiny. He's the tiniest second grader. Okay. So it's like I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. Anyway, um, yeah, he's real strict. So I when they called him, he was like, get dressed. We go to the school. This is the second time we came to that school. I know I don't want it to be a third because come on, you in a nice preparatory school, you're gonna get kicked out. You keep going to the deans, you're only 8 years old. Bro. How are you going to the deans like that? He goes to the dean visit. He had to sit with the dean because he was bullying. I don't play that. I don't care how so funny. That I don't play. I'm not gonna be out here million people following leaders and shit like that going to jail. No, we're not doing that. Listen, we're gonna tame this right now. So I'm glad that he is in my life, Isom, because seriously, when it comes down to it, like if I would have still done what they did, I don't think I would have, because we have two different. I will say it's morally we have two different ways of doing things. Um, and bring this up, right? Like I know I say I kid around that I'm soft or whatever, but my kid father, right? When it came down to my middle child, which is his daughter, she had done some things that I didn't approve of, and I told him about it, and I put her on punishment. I restricted a lot from her because at the end of the day, I look at my life when I was younger, and I hate that I want that you project your past with them or whatever, but they show signs. So therefore you want to jump on that, right? Um I told him about it and he said, I'm not gonna do what you do. My home is my home, your home is your home. I'm not gonna she gonna live her life over here. That's like trying to be the favorite fucking parent in my night. Like, yeah. So I don't deal with it on a lot of things. So I allow Ice to handle my son, my children. Even though I have two adult daughters and my son is just 8 years old. So it's really just him that he deals with. He have conversations with my oldest, but it's just really it's really Terrell. So with that being said, um me and my kid's father, we don't have a relationship at all. Like we don't talk, we don't do nothing. Last encounter was his kid's mom had called asking if my son could be around here, or their son for his birthday for Chuck E. Cheese and stuff. And I'm gotta say, since I won the custody battle, I have not been trying to, do any of that. Cause well, for one, it's a lot of reasons. Things have not changed over there. They're still drinking. There's still abuse. There's still, you know, um, kids' behavior is not right. I don't want my son around that stuff. Okay, he already been around it enough, and we're trying to like strip all of that stuff out of his head. So, yeah, I don't want my son to be brought up around the same familiar the stuff, and he's already not listening in school. And then it'd be add on, like, oh, they could do it, I could do it. No, because they're your siblings. No, we're not doing that. So I say all of this just to say about Isom, how he's structuring, my household. I let him lead my home or whatever. My son, he's gonna get it. He's only 8 years old. And I don't want to keep saying it like that because then I'll be like, oh, he's only 16 years old. No, he's 8 years old. He's at that age where he needs to get a little bit more discipline, more structure. He needs to do manly stuff. He needs to do not be around me all the time. As you see, he's not around me, thank God. And he just needs to know that, how can I put it? He just needs to know morals. He needs to know God. He needs to know his manners, of course. He has manners, but he has to improve on that. He just needs to just grow into a man. That's all. I'm trying to get there. Okay, then I have my two daughters. Okay, so my oldest, she's working, she's doing her thing. We all still live together, by the way. Then I have my middle child. She came home from college or whatever, and she's down here for the summer. Now I don't know if they watch my YouTube videos or not, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. Now, despite that my oldest is working, okay, it is beautiful. She knows that I am moving out of the home, right? Which I don't even know if I'll bring that up last topic. But yes, I am moving out of the home. I am currently on living in a 3 bedroom apartment, okay? And I have 5 people in my house. My two daughters, my grandchild, and my son and myself, okay? It is crowded. It's overly crowded, especially when my daughter come home from school. And it's just too many periods. I don't have my period, not to be graphic, but I had got a hysterectomy in December last year. So I don't get it anymore. So they have their attitudes. My oldest don't be in the house like that. She's always at her boyfriend's house or whatever, but she stays with me, technically. Because she's at her boyfriend's house because my middle child who came home has her room back. So she has nowhere to sleep. So that's another reason why I'm moving out. Um, with that being said, I personally I am over the attitudes. Like I had to get on my oldest because she knew that I was moving out, and she decided to bring her boyfriend home. Like when we started doing that, mm-mm. You still gonna respect me because I'm still the head of household and I still live here. We're not about to start bringing boyfriends like as if I don't exist. Okay, you don't clean up the bathroom like how you supposed to have been when you first got here. You supposed to have paid rent. You don't pay rent, and you don't help out with your brother like to watch him. I gotta beg you. I gotta barter with you. I'll do this for you if you watch your brother. That's not the life I want to live in my own home. But it's my fault because I ain't been strict like how I used to be. So they got accustomed to a certain behavior. She's 21 now. It's overly time for her to just move on and get herself together. I have waited 2 years now for her to move out, but she did not move out. Because she didn't move out, I'm like, I'm over it. Let me go. I'll give you my Section 8 grant. I'll give you my apartment. This will be your first starter kit. You fuck it up, I don't know what to tell you. Because I opened my door for one, because when you left the home, I got accustomed to what was left over. You had to go because you was not doing what I was telling you to do. Okay. When not to talk about it, but when both of them actually lost their virginity, right? The oldest wanted to be sneaky and do it. Go to a little Airbnb and do it. Get it going on, you know. I found out about it. She didn't tell me nothing. I told you to have a conversation with me when you felt like you was ready. You robbed me that opportunity. And you think you're grown? Nobody's gonna be doing none of that and thinking they're gonna be able to get away with that. Like, I mean, not saying it like that, but like nobody's about to be having sex like they're an adult and not paying adult bills. So she started working at McDonald's. Well, she was already working at McDonald's, but she was working at McDonald's. I wasn't charging her nothing. Soon as she started doing that, baby, you think you grown? You gonna help me with these bills? I'm outside working all day long, and you out doing that, and my son getting small. Like, okay, yeah, there was issues in Pennsylvania. My son was getting so small, and I'm looking like, how is you getting small? You in the house with your sisters, both of them. I go to have these conversations with them. They like, oh, we feed them when like basically they feed them when they're hungry, but you don't eat all the time. I oughta choke the shit out of you. The fuck. So yeah, I had made the rule. Help pay with bills. I'm not charging you hella rent. Help pay bills. Clean up. Of course, you're supposed to clean up regardless, right? You have these choices and help with your brother. She want to sass me and do all this extra shit. So I took her phone. When I took her phone, well, I took her phone the day that I found out, but I took her phone and I pawned that shit. Now I could have gave it back to her father, but her father's softer than me. He would have gave it right back to her. Okay. So long story short, not to keep talking about it because she's 21 now. Um, she moved out. She moved out with her father for a few months. There was open arms, but that dynamic did not last because how are you taking her in, and I gotta take her to and from to work and school? Like, how does that? That don't make no fucking sense. Take over, nigga. The fuck. So, and then there was some perverted things going on. You know, not with the father, of course, just the uncle. And I had to take it back. I said, "Oh hell no, nigga, you about to get killed in this bitch." The fuck. But yeah, I took it back in. She wouldn't do what I wanted her to do. And the next thing was to put her in some type of boot camp or program or some shit, you know, or whatever. She was being real rebellious. And we both agreed, you know what? You 17 now. Usually around 16, 17, you know, y'all start smelling yourself. You can emancipate yourself. I'm that parent. Because I have two younger kids and I'm working my ass off. Okay. Trying to pay these bills. If I miss a payment, we like I can't afford that. I can't afford to keep being on you about shit that you know you're supposed to do. Like it was just becoming too much. And we both agreed that she would move out. And when she moved out with her boyfriend and his family. I already knew where she was going. I took her there. They welcomed her with open arms. We stayed in contact with each other, and it worked until it didn't. The next year, she got pregnant. Okay, she started work. Well, she was already working at a daycare. Got pregnant. That hormonal stuff going on, building up, and she wound up back at home. You getting older, you start smelling yourself. You're not all the way there, but you're kind of like right back on the like when you're grown. You think you know. So I put that out to say this. It's like I'm giving you because I love you and I care. I open my doors again because I don't want you, my grandbaby, to be on the streets. Okay, at the time that you needed me, I'm still your mother, but my door was never gonna be no swing gate. Okay, you know what you was doing, and you know what we agreed upon. So now that you're back in the house, I expect this X Y Z rent still chores. How about with your brother? Scratch that. Didn't do none of that. Had a hard time with the rent. I don't want to. She's such a precious little girl. I don't want to do that. I really don't. Because when it comes down to rent, she's gonna feel what I've been talking about. You can't pay a third of a rent, but you know how to talk shit. Okay. So I'm gonna give you. I'm already at the point where I'm getting like tired of Section 8, and I want to elevate. So I'm gonna give you my Section 8 grant, and I'm gonna give you my apartment. Your sister is in college. She goes back and forth to college, so she's back and forth. So she have a place to stay too. You got a 3 bedroom. She can have her room. You can have 2 bedrooms for you and the baby. Okay, cool. She's on a grant that helps out with rent because while she's in college, they only count $490 a year. Boom. That means whatever income you bring in, that is what it pays the rent and the utilities. You ain't ready for market rent, and I ain't ready for to throw you out. So let me help you because I'm still your mother. So because I'm still your mother and I'm ready to elevate, that's what I'm gonna do. So I did that. Okay, that's her. Second child, the one that's in college. Same, similar, not really. Okay, everything was Gucci. She get a little boyfriend. He came off as a prestige boy. Like he went to an all boys school, whatever. Things was going great. He was playing chess. He's you know, trying to play the part. All right, I'll allow it. Then find out this little motherfucker's a thug, a mouthy one too, disrespecting both his parents. I told her to stop, leave him alone. She ain't want to leave him alone. Still talking to him. Oh, okay. And you're at that age, just going to 16, 17, smelling yourself too. All right. So therefore, now you dating this young man. You feel like he that deal. You not really going to school. Like how why do I gotta be on my girls? That's why I used to be strict on my girls, and I should have stayed that way. The pandemic fucked me up because I got depressed. They got depressed. Like it changed everything. But yes, I definitely got softer. So anyway, long story short, it came to the point where my daughter, she wanted to lose her virginity. But I told her just as I'll use my oldest as a lesson, like, lesson. Like, you let me know when you're ready. Give me the opportunity to 100% ready. Okay, we go to my motherfucking house. I'm only gonna do it, but then ain't gonna be my house. Had a conversation with the girl. And I blame me for not even having that conversation of sex, like how I should have with the oldest. I never had that conversation with either one of them. They both robbed me. Okay. So I had that conversation with her about, let me know when you're ready. And this heifer took that and had sex. But before I found out that she had sex, she kept pressuring me, like not pressuring me, but like this was talking about it. So I said, I'm noticing, like you talking about it quite often. You talk to your father. Now, I know that I morally and all of that stuff, me and him is not like this, right? But at the time, like we wasn't beefing, right? But we wasn't socializing either. So he changed. The old him, well, before that shit, he was never for that. He, they were supposed to have had a conversation, but she wanted to have sex before that conversation. So when she had the conversation, he said, "Go for it. Do you?" Excuse me. With this motherfucker? Are you kidding me? Yo, I was pissed. But then I found out that she had, you know, intercourse. Let me tell you how I found out. I don't know what the fuck was in my tea. You hear me? But I had some tea that day. And I couldn't fucking wake up. I was in my bed. No lie. I was tired. I mean, I ain't even beyond drowsy, unusual drowsiness. I went to sleep. I heard her talking. She said something. And all I said, I think I said yes. And I couldn't get out of bed. My body would not move. My body would not move. So that day is the day that she had sex in my house. In my house. So when it got back to my oldest, she's like, at least I didn't have sex in your house. I had sex in it. If it was me, you would have knocked my head off. But you're lying. I didn't even knock your head off when I found out you had sex outside my house. That whole jealousy thing, I'm not with that. But listen, I stormed that girl room. I was so pissed. I didn't know what to do. Like in my house, I'm not a bitch caller, but I would like in my house. Oh, you got to get the fuck up. You got to go to your dad. But then I thought about it. This ain't the oldest father. This is this father. You know, you gotta leave this nigga alone. And she would not leave him alone. She had to go through an experience of stalkerism, whatever. She went through verbal abuse. She went through jealousy. She went insecure, and she went through hella trauma. Stalking her, calling her school, emailing the peers, emailing her friends, sending pictures and all kind. She went through a lot. And I said, didn't I tell you to leave that nigga alone? You gave him a cookie. I said, no, look what the fuck going on. Yeah. I say that to bring this up just to say, like, she's another one. I'm over both of their attitudes. And when she gets her menstrual, I'll be ready to smack the snot of her ass. You hear me? Oh my God. You talking about somebody that went through PMS real bad. You get an attitude, you get silent, you want to have a like talk back and shit. I would beat the shit out of you, girl. I ain't that damn nice. The fuck? Like, it's just I'm over it. Y'all can have that shit. Y'all can have Section 8. Y'all can have the house. Y'all can have all this. Like, I'm tired. Now, okay, I'll give you guys, that's them when it was 16, 17, still smelling themselves. They're 19 and 21. Like the 21, she's doing her thing. She's working, got a baby. Baby's with her dad right now. She'll be back next week. She is doing the co-parenting. Well, to be honest, there's a lot of yelling, judgment but they do it well. They share. I don't care. As long as the baby ain't harmed, I don't care. Then you got the middle child. She comes back and forth to college. She's a little irresponsible because she has bills that she has to pay when it comes to college, but she wants to splurge, just do Uber. She would get Airbnb. Uh, Life gonna teach you, just like life taught her. I'm too grown. I'm too past the limit of raising y'all. I can only give you guys advice and suggestions or whatever. I can't hold your hand and just tell you what to do or whatever. I'll be wrecking my brain. I got an 8-year old who already regularly do that on the regular. You know what I mean? Like I just don't have it in me. And I could probably get judgment right now. I don't care. You gotta understand from me, and I'm not gonna judge, I'm not gonna go based on my background. Like mom was young, mom. Nah, I'm at the point where I need peace, right? I need fucking a whole bunch of it. I cannot focus on everybody. Like I have a relationship that I have a relationship. Oh my god, that's like a toddler. It's kind of dysfunctional because the way he thinks, the way he do things, it's like my brain is hurting because I'm always having to fight fight for my freedom, fight for my peace. I got a headscarf. I don't do my hair. I don't dress up. I don't do any. I'm tired. And my son, my 8-year old, anyway, moving forward, that's just the backstory of one reasons why I'm getting on Section 8. That ain't the main reason. That's just a piece of it. That was like towards the end of reasons why I was getting on Section 8. But I had to give you that piece just to let you know I'm tired of my children. I gotta get the fuck out of that house. It's too small. It's an apartment. I'm looking for a single family home right now. I have it till July 31st because I already gave them the paperwork. I have two pages. Okay, 2 pages. Well, 3 pages. Full houses. I got a couple of schedulings and stuff. I'm looking for the ranges of $1,200, $1,500 a month. Mind you, my rent currently is $32. Currently. Okay. I'm self-employed. So it goes off of my expenses, right? And how much I make a week, how much I'm putting out every week, and how much income is in the home. Now, I have to report my income to Section 8. For instance, if my self-employment is like the other Section 8 worker, because she did everything quarterly, right? Quarterly was fine. This one, I have to report it constantly. If I have a pay increase or whatever, I can't report that I have a pay increase because this week may not be like, for instance, I may make $400 this week, but I may make $100 next week. I can't give you off of a pay increase because this is it's self-employment. I make my own adjustments. I make my own hours, and then according to what comes in, that's the pay, right? In order for me to make last week, I would have to do, if I let's say, all right, how about this? Let's say I put in the same efforts. Last week I made 400. This week I make $100, but I put in the same efforts, and this is how much I got. This is why you cannot give an accurate amount based on what you give. They go by the 6 weeks. It's supposed to be 4, but they do 6 weeks. I prefer 6 weeks. They average it out by 6 weeks, and then they multiply it. They take whatever the average is. Say for instance 300. They whatever the average is. They times that by 52. Okay, and then that's how much you make a year. Now I have to keep constantly doing that every time I get something new. Say for instance, I'm doing Uber Eats and I'm doing Spark right now. If I add on Grubhub or Instacart or anything like that, I have to report that income. And then when I report that income, she's gonna want an updated version of the original income that I had already gave her. Now W2 jobs. W2 jobs is more lucrative than more effective, more efficient than it is self-employment. At least you have a set schedule. You know how much you're going to bring in, whatever. However, I keep it as a backup plan. Don't judge me. Um, McDonald's give you 32 hours a week for a good 6 weeks. Here it is. They see that their numbers is getting low. They're gonna drop you by 26 hours, 22 hours, or whatever. So you cannot give her. I mean, you can give her the 6 weeks, but then you have to, as soon as it dropped, you have to within 2 to 3 weeks, you have to update that. And, well, they're gonna say 4 weeks, and it has to be before the 15th. They're gonna say, hey, you have reduced. Now we're gonna fluctuate. It's gonna change your rent or whatever, this and that and the third. And this is you. They're gonna say that your rent is gonna be lower. Your portion of the rent is going to be lower because you don't have that much income that you used to have. That's what it. That's what comes with the reporting of the income. Then it's the assets. Okay, my God, assets this time around now the list has gotten so long, like long. It used to be banks, real estate, stocks, bonds, core CDs, Roth IRA, or whatever retirement plans and stuff. Now they're adding cryptocurrencies. Um, they're looking at uh, what is it? Accounts, say for instance like Chime or whatever, that's considered a check as a savings account, so that's an asset. They're looking at if you junk your car, if you have a car and it's worth value, they're looking at that. It's a lot that they added on to the list. Credit cards. I don't know how credit card is an asset when it's a damn debt you pay faithfully every fucking month. I mean, I don't understand that. It's weird, but I'm tired of the reporting. Okay, cryptocurrency, that shit done went down all the way down, but you have to report that. Okay, you have to report, of course, check, try Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, whatever apps, Venmo, whatever apps you got that's receiving money on a consistent basis. Okay, how can I put it? Um, I'm not like. Let me just do it like this. So Cash App, let's just say it has an account, right? Cash App has a savings or checkings account, well, check account, and someone is sending you money, right? They're not gonna look at it, and say, oh, they sending you money, this and that, third, especially if you have a description for lunch or something like that. They're gonna look at the amount of times that one person send you money. Now they look at it like if it's over four, then they're gonna look at it, oh, that's income because they continuously keep sending you money, right? That's in Chime, Zelle, whatever. And it ain't just that one person. You know how you be having your business, but you're not really saying it's a business. They look at that too. Oh, a bunch of people are sending you money. What is it that you do? What is the reason why there's different people sending you money? We got to consider this as income. They don't look at what's being withdrawn out. They look at what's being deposited in. Okay. So with that being said, Cash App, Chime, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, all of that, I'm tired. Okay, stop getting money sent to your fucking get cash. Hey, this is a disclaimer. I do not condone anybody scamming the government. I don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, like when people, I'm just gonna put it like this: people tend to take money instead because it's not traceable. I'm just gonna put it like that. I don't condone it. I ain't doing it, but that's what I'm saying. What else? When it comes down to the bank account, right? Is a bank account. I have to report that. Okay, check the account when it comes down to 6 months, 6 months worth of that account. Like for instance, all of my earnings goes into that one account. So they want to see consistently. Oh, this is what's being sent to this account. I seen this. How can I put it? I saw this that you reported the income, but you did not report this, you know. And then they look at the month of when you got it, and then they got to look at the month of when they sent out the check. They're gonna go back backtrack your calculations, and then they're gonna make you do a back payment on how much, the difference. They're gonna make you pay the difference. I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that many, many years ago. And it was 2 years. I mean, it was 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks that you had to report your income. You got to report within 4 weeks. 4 weeks now, which is a month. Before it was 2 weeks, and that I couldn't play catch up with that. And I had a problem because I didn't increase my Walmart at the time. I didn't send them my increase with Walmart, and they looked at it like, oh, this is 3 months worth of this. You gotta pay us back this. And it's like, what? And that was a struggle too, because I had to pay them on a monthly basis based on what I can afford. Cause my portion of the rent was already high. And then y'all not looking at my car as an expense. None of that. It was so much that I was going to do in the beginning that I learned that I could tell people now. All that stuff. CDs. Um, if that's the only asset you have, which CDs goes into a bank account, between that and your bank account, it has to only be $5,000 amongst the whole household. The household is whoever's on that lease and that grant. Okay, no one outside of the household. If people are helping you out and you did not report it and it's traceable, you can get in trouble for that. Um, so ESL, what I say? Oh yeah, the CD, the assets. Being that everyone has a bank account, that's the asset. If it's income in it that has not been reported, that income included the CD is considered an asset, or not necessarily an asset, but it's income. They look at it like you can, if you go over $5,000, you can liquidate that those CDs, and it can become accessible to you, and you can manage off of $5,000, over $5,000. Okay, because living expenses is, which they need to go up to 10,000, but they don't because of inflation. They don't. $5,000 been a thing many many years ago. Now the everything is going up. You still saying $5,000? How in the fuck I'm gonna survive? That's only 2 months of fucking rent and some food. Like I gotta pay my car insurance for like how I'm gonna pay, how I'm gonna do that? How I'm gonna maneuver? What if there's no job equipped for me that $5,000? Yeah, no, that's not enough. I learned that tax money is not even money like anymore. Like I used to be big headed when I got my taxes. As soon as that shit was going, I was back brew loving and being friends with the same people I was kicking rocks to. Like, but yeah. So yeah, CDs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, all that shit. If it's over $5,000, they look at it like you can cash it out. That if you have annuities like in allotments and it's being distributed like dividends coming to you, they look at that as deposits. They look at the entire thing as an asset. The deposit is income. Okay, your work income, and then from there it's how can I put it? You are not to exceed a certain amount. If you go over a threshold, which we have did in April of last year, I was so proud of myself. Even though it was my daughter's income that did it, when she started working at Amazon and I was working at Amazon, and my other child just went over the threshold, they said, "Okay, you don't keep this because life be life." They said those words. We're gonna keep you with the Section for 6 months. After 6 months, if you stay steady, then we will take you off. If you feel comfortable enough to take yourself off and pass your Section 8 grant to someone along, pass it along because the wait list is not long or whatever, then you should do so. Let us know in writing now. I did not do that because I already knew what my child was capable of. She gets fired just like I get fired. And I'm not saying I don't get fired. I'm lying. I quit a job. She gets fired. Okay. So with that being said, that was just that because she was fucking up with Amazon. As soon as they give you PTO, as soon as they give you VTO, PTO, UPT, which is all right. UPT is unpaid time off, right? PTO is paid time off, and VTO is voluntary time off where you don't get paid at all. VET is voluntary. Um, earned time or some shit like that, employee time or shit, when you come into work, you take a shift, right? All right, bam. She was doing that a lot. So her checks is so small because she kept taking from her anytime pay. Anytime pay is when they give you about 50 to 75% of your check in that day. Every time you work, they give it to you. It helps people with transportation issues or like living certain living expenses issues or whatever. It is not good for people who cannot micromanage their money because I had that issue working at Amazon. You get the money, spend the money, and they know you waiting on the check to come on Wednesday, and that shit look like shit. Okay, yeah, no, not at all. So that was that issue. So I already knew better than ever to not get off Section 8 last year, which I did try to do in last year, but I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna wait. This year, I feel comfortable enough to get off Section 8 because I'm just overly tired. If you go on my Shade Money Guru Williams Facebook page, you will see that there is a pinned um post that is about a couple paragraphs long. It's basically talk about manifestation and stuff like that. It's talking about my growth. It's talking about me how I'm praying to God about getting on Section 8, getting an opportunity to get a house, do some gardening, probably some land where I could grow a big old garden and some weed and I can sell to the government, give back to my people, get a warehouse, build a shelter, have my organization. I'll just say a whole bunch of stuff. Get a man, all stuff. Slowly but surely, I ain't gonna hold you. The universe is funny as fuck. The way life been lifing and accomplishing, the way that post and that manifestation post, shit is it seemed like it's going in that direction. I ain't gonna. When you go on there, you're gonna see that what I'm saying right now. It's like, damn, yo, it's starting to happen, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at single family homes for rent, not owned yet. We ain't there yet. Owning comes with a lot. Owning comes with the responsibility that I do not have. I don't have the capacity of fixing the boiler, getting the roof fixed, and all that stuff, plumbing, electricity, all kind of shit. I ain't got time for that. Okay. Then if I don't get it fixed, I get a violation, a code violation, and if that don't happen, the bank take them. It's a lot. I don't want to deal with this. I deal with the renters portion of it, and I keep my eye to the ground, save some money, make sure that if they lose their house, that I go on tax liens and try to get the house. That type of stuff. I'm definitely gonna be doing tax liens real soon. That's good to business. Basically pay off people's taxes, and if they don't pay you in a certain amount of time, you get to keep their home. You keep it, sell it, whatever you want to do. If I get a nice house outside of here, I will go to get a broker, have them sell it, and I'll make bank and keep doing it, keep flipping until I find something that I like. Anyway, yeah, back to Section 8. When it comes to reporting, I'm just over it. I'm over reporting everything. I'm over Section 8 workers telling me, oh, well, you didn't finish your recertification in a timely manner. You could be terminated because da 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 da. Who fault is that? Damn, like, what a list that? What did I give you last year? Like, because let me compare the notes because I may not have everything. And then if you don't, this is where I messed up too about the banks. Because I didn't have Key Bank, right? I had to report that I didn't have KeyBank when the time that I didn't have it. Because I didn't report it, she was unable to take it off. So I had to contact KeyBank and find out how can I get a letter that states that I don't have the account, right? So I got the letter and I had to email it to her because everything I do is email anyway, which is cool because it keep a track of what I do in the conversations. So it's a lot of things. So I don't know about the Section 8 worker, but it's a lot of things that I have done that I mean not that I did. So I did that and she took it off. And when she took it off, she asked me if I had any other assets and stuff like that. So when she asked me stuff like that, it's like, damn, y'all can't do like a EIV and all this other stuff to compare it. Yeah, they can. They can do all that shit. All that. If you would say you got it, they can do it. Not if even you don't put your social security number in this database and they're gonna fucking your ass up and that you everything that you never and then they'll send you a letter saying you did not in jeopardy. Please report this in the next da 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 da. If you date, it depends on the worker. They're supposed to give you that fair chance, and if they do terminate you, you do get a fair hearing where you can present that stuff and you get your Section 8 back. Okay, I've been there, done it too. Um, so with that being said, it's so much shit. Reporting. I don't like to report. I don't like to have to do all this. I like to do it one and done. Like if I'm getting an apartment, I like to give you my information one time and I'll see you next year. Period. And then I don't like you digging all in my kitchen. You just want to know if I can afford the rent. I can afford the rent. Here you go. That's it. I ain't doing nothing illegal in your kitchen, or I ain't doing no. Here's your money. Let me sign a lease, 1 year, and that's it. I'm over HUD. Okay, I'm over any government assistance. Okay, no bullshit. Even down to fucking food stamps. I needed food stamps in the wintertime, and that was a humbling. When I tell you, a humbling experience, because it was almost a year. Well, technically, it was a year. A year and some change for me with food stamps. Man, hold on. I'm still waiting for them to come get me. But anyway, um, yeah, that was a humbling experience because it's been a while since I've been in any fucking food stamp office. I was so ready because when you do an application and they be like, have anybody, I don't know why they ask those questions. Have anybody in your family received TANF, or, been in the workforce program, or some shit that they be asking about food stamps, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. And I'm like, I noticed that it's getting longer and longer. Like every time I get to the point to say, oh, wait, it went from 12 to 18 months to 2 years. It's like, bro, pump your brakes. The fuck? I don't want to be a statistic forever. The fuck? So now it's like my mind is set like you don't want to be a statistic. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't want to be a statistic. So with that being said, because I don't want to be a statistic, even though you're gonna be a statistic of some kind, just because you're black, heavy set, diabetic, I don't want to be a government form statistic anymore. Like I want to be at the bottom of the list. Like she used to have Section 8. She used to have food stamps. She used to be on this, that, and the third. She used to get rental assistance, because from November all the way to March of this year, I got on rental assistance. They paid my rent and they paid my RG&E, which is rent, which is gas and electric, right? They paid that. They didn't pay it on a monthly basis like how they said they was. They said they're gonna do it for 6 months, and then out of nowhere, they either lost funding or they wasn't dealing with it no more. You get what I'm saying? Like it was weird. I just know that I just started getting letters in the mail, and it said that I had owed $500. I said, how the fuck I owe $500? And these motherfuckers been paying my shit, right? That's towards the end. In the beginning, they paid it twice, but then towards the end, I'm like, why is this 3 months behind? The RG&E, the rent got paid, but RG&E did not. I don't know. All I know is I kept contacting the person, and they was like not answering. Then they finally contacted me back and said, "Hey, sorry for the delay, da da da, for the response. We are no longer this and that and the third. Well, I'm gonna please. Here is this contact. You can contact them, and then you're gonna work it out with them." I contacted them one time, never got a response, and I left it alone. That's when I knew, like, do your taxes. I waited till April to do my taxes on purpose because everybody be done spent their money. I wasn't thirsty because my shit was being handled. I had diamonds in January. Well, to McDonald's, okay, and I how can I put it? Sucked it up, went back there, and it was okay for the first couple of weeks. It was all right. But the humbling feeling was going back to fucking welfare and having to fill out that thick ass application. Going in there, seeing kids nappy headed, snotty nose, coughing and shit. Fiends coming in there because they have to go there every day to go get help with shelter. I don't like the system. I don't like how they got it going. Everybody is mixed populated for they came in here for this reason, that reason. It's the way they have it is really, really crazy. When I was living in a Caucasian area, it was not like that. I was in and out. This shit had me the first damn day. I was I was I left. I had no patience. I left. And when I left, I started crying because I needed it. My son needed food. He needed food. I had went to pantries and everything. I'm telling you this from some serious shit. Was me a few months ago. No lie. And I went from that to working my taxes the right way. When I got my taxes, I got me a leg up, paid the rent, got off of well, technically by default, the rental assistance, and I started paying my bills, even though it was with Section 8. And Section you can get rental assistance with Section 8, by the way. Because they'll pay your portion of the rent. If you're having hardship. They it was an experience. Once I got my taxes, I started putting up for this, that, and the third. I got me a car. Well, Ice got me a car. He bartered a car because he fixed somebody's car and they gave him the van that I'm driving now. So it was a gift. Although I had issues with Ice in the car because I told him I didn't want it. I wanted to purchase my own car when I got my taxes. I always wanted to be so independent. I went through hell with this man for the past 3 years, on and off. We have our ups and downs, but now I'm starting to understand and get it. He has his way of thinking. He's a simple man, so he's so easy to figure out. But he do things so differently, and I have to accept it, just like I do things differently, and he has to accept it. So yeah, I went through hell with him with the cars. But now that I have the car, I'm working, I'm doing my thing, doing self sufficient stuff. He's a mechanic, he can fix the car, and want to get another car. I just purchased, even though, don't look at the number, $400 for a 2011 Transverse. Beautiful, nice, shiny. Oh my God, it's nice leather, interior, everything. Engine fucked up. Key still in the engine, in the, what you call that thing? Ignition. He talked that price way down. That shit was at 950 because the person that was put on the market thought that he couldn't do anything because he paid $2,100 for them just to tell him that they can't do shit with it. And being that he's a mechanic, he was able to talk him down from 950 to $400, and that's how I got it. So it's sitting in the storage, and it got to get fixed whenever he fixes it. Can't wait for that. So yeah, life is pretty much it's not life. It's doing great. It's supposed to do. After having humbling experience in welfare, somebody yelled at, "Oh, it's bed bugs on here," and I was like, "Oh shit, bitch!" And I'm sitting on the other side of the fucking. It's just, man. And I need the cash assistance too. Going into the back, you get food stamps real quick. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's quick, but you get food stamps, right? It's fill out a little application, let them know what your situation is, da da da. Give them the documents that they need. There's not really much your ID, lease, and I think that's it, really. If you work in, give them your pay stubs, and they go according to that, right? If you make a certain amount, they're still gonna give you a nice lump sum up until 6 months, and then after that, then that's when they start slowly taking you off, right? You have to have a job now to have food stamps. I went and did cash assistance. They had to schedule an appointment. I came back. I was in there. Man, it was more homeless people in there this day, but it wasn't as bad. But it gave me an experience. God always gives me an experience of what my life could be, and that's why I try not to complain because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at it like, I'm gonna look at it like this could be my life. This could be me. And I looked at it like I could be the one that's, with my son or whatever, sleeping on it. You know what I mean? Like tents and shit. It's cold as hell outside. This is Rochester weather. Yeah, I don't know. But I went to the back and they asked me, they asked me more questions I've ever had to answer when it came down to cash assistance. Not TANF, but cash assistance. Cash assistance, you get rental assistance, you get everything. You get all that good shit. But the questionnaire part, they ask you if you're a content creator, they ask you everything. And you gotta put your kid's father on child support. I'm not about to do that. I'm not saying I'm not a believer in child support, but I'm not that. I'm not a bum. And truth be told, he's not taking care of his child anyway. He ain't got no money. He's on welfare himself. Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, I'm not better enough to do that. I'm different from him. I'm gonna get my ass up. And I'm gonna work. This was just a stepping stone. This was just something I could fall back on to get. So when they asked me that, they told me I had another appointment. I ain't go. I ain't go. I just left that shit as is. I'm like, no, no, bitch. You got Section 8. I don't know what happened with rental assistance, but you got Section 8 and you have a job. Make the best of it. Mm. But no, I didn't have a job yet. Let me stop lying. I didn't have a job yet, but that is what prompted me to go back to McDonald's. And when I got back into McDonald's, by the grace of God, because I have tried twice before then, they had blackballed me. This white lady, I'm gonna call her white because she really did me dirty. I only had 2 encounters with that lady, and it was not aggressive. She goes to tell the motherfucking manager that the owner that I cussed them out on my way out. What are you talking about? I had quit, and I didn't show up for 2 days, and you fired me. The fuck? That's not the same. And I quit. It wasn't you. It didn't. You had to do a one person. It was secretly that because they didn't even know that the reason why I quit because it came to my cookout right after that. Like we had a whole Jay and Naomi table when they came to my cookout. They didn't know that there was an issue of why I left. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what made her do that, but by the grace of God, I got back in there. My daughter got some juice, and they said, okay, sure. And we went. And oh, you want to work here for 16.75? Oh, word, that's higher than what they got getting. Hell yeah, I'll take it. Give me all you got. Give me all the hours you got right now because I need to get back on track. This is before taxes, and that's the reason why I purposely did my taxes late because I had a job and I got back on track. Bills was paid in full. Okay, I ain't need for nothing. Then he came with the car. That was add on, right? I made more money with the fucking van than I did at McDonald's. So I said, let me just do McDonald's. That's why McDonald's right now is 1 day a week because it's a backup plan. If something happens to my car, I can fall back on McDonald's and be like, I need more hours. And they'll give it to me because I'm just that good. So that's that. Fast forward. Um, I have been doing some praying, digging, and researching. I feel like it's time for me to get off Section 8. It's just like, oh, it's 10 years. I'm like, oh shit, it is. 2016, 2026. Yeah, it's 10 years. It's time to get off the juice, girl. You got all these people up in this house crowded, nobody cleaning up the way they're supposed to, nobody cooking, nobody's helping you with your son. Get out of this house. Okay, even though God gave me this blessing because the way He gave it to me, you have no understanding. That's a whole nother story. I think I did. I think I spoke of it some podcasts ago how I got that apartment, but because that apartment is hard to get by the grace of God, and He showed me something thin. Listen, He showed me something thin. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so the move is, um, to move into something that I can afford. That all of what I do combined, it, if I was to live by myself without ICE, I could be able to manage and afford. There's programs for my son. There's at school programs for my son. And then there's school. There's summer programs for my son. Me being self-employed, having a car and then getting another car as a fleet car in case something happens to this car, I can work. I can jump right up in this car while this car is getting fixed. Boom. Do that. I can always have money. Put money up to the side, save just in case something happens, rainy day, anything's happen. Winters is always from November all the way to motherfucking January. 3 months is always the worst times. After my son's birthday, Christmas always misses us every so often. I'm not trying to miss Christmas this year. So, with that being said, I opened up a CD. I got me a CD. Minimum is $500. Okay, and I put $500 of my tax money into that because literally the way I was spending my tax money doing this, that, and the third, investing all this, I'm like, let me do something for me. Let me put the $500 up. So I put the $500 up, and then I opened up a Roth IRA this month. I feel like I'm doing big things, even though it's only $50, and you have to invest your money. I feel good. I feel good about investing. I feel good about doing something for me that's making my money grow for me. And then how you savings account, I every quarterly. That's a blessing, okay? So with that being said, I feel more advanced to just like in my head, I feel like, okay, you're doing big moves, keep going. Get off Section 8. Because if you don't want to keep reporting your income and you want to make a certain amount of money, more than $76,000 a year, and then you want to work and do, J9 Yummy Table, make that lucrative, or you want to do the sweat creams or oils, make that lucrative. Whatever you get your hands on, you ain't got to report it the way you've been reporting. That's a blessing. Hell yeah, I want to get out of reporting everything. Section 8, yes, was a crutch. It was helping me get to what I want, needed to be on a monthly basis. But now it's that time where I get the fuck off. I'm over here looking for apartments and I'm not doing it by myself. Now, this is the good part. Like everything I said was a I thing, right? And I'm bringing my son because that's my fire. I can't live on the streets with my son. That's my fire. I'm going to take my son with me and we're going to advance together. That's it. He's the reason why. The reason why I push. But getting off Section 8 is because of a self-sufficiency ability. I want to be financially stable, okay, and I want to get myself um, advanced with money. I need money. Gotta have money. Money rules the world. Not that I want to be like, oh, I'll do anything for money, but yes, money rules the world. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so the plus having Ice as my man. He's a mechanic. He works at Amazon. He works here at the storage. He he just hands on with everything, right? He makes all of this. But I'm a person. That's just a you thing. He knows this about me. That's a you thing. I want to make my own thing. You are a plus. You're an add-on and an asset. We could do this together. But that's a you thing. But it's a plus to have. So he knows this about me. That's why we're just like closer and closer and closer. But no, all jokes aside, for real. He's a blessing, for real. Whether I do this by myself or with him, me and my son gonna be all right. And with Ice on our side, we're definitely gonna be doing great, big things. With the way he have plans and the way I have plans, see, when he have plans, he thinks outside the box. He thinks, you know what I mean? He thinks all the way outside the box. Me, on the other hand, I like to do stuff, not necessarily baby steps. I'm already taking a sacrifice by jumping out the window with this. You know what I mean? And not having a place. I have until August. It's down June. So Yeah, well, July 31st. So yeah, I have technically a month and a half to find a place real fast. So anyway, um, that's charged. I have a month and a half to find a place. When I do find a place and move out, I mean, it is what it is. Next you see my hair. My birthday is Thursday. I don't know. I want to go to the casino, spend $100 at the casino. Hopefully, I win a lot of money, and DSS can see all the money back because you know you got to pay that back, right? You may not have to pay Section 8 back, but you're definitely going to have to pay DSS back. Mhm. So you pay that back, and then yeah, love you. All the money, the rest of the money is mine. Make sure I put 40% because 33% goes to taxes, and I have that 7% for whatever, you know, and keep saving 7%, you know, and reinvest in my businesses with the mess. That's what I want. I want to be self sufficient, and I want to retire with money going to the Bahamas because it's that time. 20 years from now, I will be 59. Come December 14th, I'll be 59 and a half. I can retire. You know what I mean? So 20 years is of investing money right now from here on up. Getting off Section 8 is the perfect time. I don't know how much I'm going to invest, but it's the perfect time to invest. I want to be able to do the maximum of every year, pay that maximum, all one lump sum. Take 2/3 of that and put it into a money market account. The 1/3 of the of what I put into the account is going to be saved just in case the market crash. If the market crash, I still have this left over to manage. You know, pay my house down for a year with mortgage and taxes, and I'm good. And then I just work on something else to keep. You know what I mean? To stay afloat until I die. Or whatever. I might as well pick my nursing home because I know my children ain't gonna take care of me. Anyway, that's all I really had to say. I mean it's already an hour and 7 minutes. Hopefully you guys watch this all the way to the end. But yeah, definitely getting on Section 8. That is a goal. That is not a goal. That is in motion. It was a goal. It's in motion right now. And I'm passing it down to my kids, my daughters. Let them do what they do. Now, if they fuck this up, child, I'm gonna be on their ass. Not as much. I'm like, listen, you change income. You got a bank account. You gotta, you know what I mean? Fuck that shit. And I know that's what's gonna feel be like. I'm done with this too, and that's what makes them. I be trying to tell them what you know about this. Okay, I'm gonna do it. All right, you're 19. I'm gonna tell my sister you're 18. You're 19. You mess up money right now. You're right. At least when you're 21, can you come back to me and I'll show you the ropes what to do. As I learn, I'll show you, keep showing you. But it is what it is. Anyway, hopefully you guys see this to the end. Be great. Tell your friends about me. I'm your money guru girl now. I'm about to be out here teaching the game for free. So it's Gemini's world, and her name is Shay. Hey, you know,